Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's wonderful to see you here at Congregation Beth Israel, where we have the privilege and joy to celebrate with Paige and her family, her Bat Mitzvah, her coming of age in our community. If you would all turn around and look up at the red light at camera there and wave and say hi. And Shabbat Shalom to everyone who's coming in on our YouTube. We want to create a community without and within as well. Today, many of you might be in Beth Israel for your first time, so we welcome you here. For some of you, it's a second home. And we know actually now that there is a God because there's a reasonable amount of air in here and no heat outside. So we're grateful to be able to celebrate on a beautiful day. And we join together in Hine Matov Umanayim, page 70, how wonderful it is for us to be together today.
Hine matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. Umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day.
You have to participate.
How good it is,
How good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim sheberachim gam yachad. Every Shabbat, and indeed every day when Jews pray wherever they are, Jewish adults wear these talitot. A talit is known sometimes in English as a prayer shawl, but it can look it can look very different. There can be different fabrics or colors or patterns or shapes, but the one thing that they have in common are these 4 fringes on the ends that are wrapped and knotted in a certain way that remind us of the 613 mitzvot in the Torah, the 613 commandments, the 613 times God speaks to the Israelites and says, this is something very important to me that you do. And as Paige takes her place as an adult in our community, her parents will present her with her talit as they remind her that this is something very important to them that she does as she becomes an adult in our community and becomes a Bat Mitzvah. So we'd like to invite Paige up along with her parents, Wendy and Peter, to present her with her talit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hitatef b'tzitzit.
Okay. Hello, everyone. First off, I want to just say thank you to Rabbi Gimbel and Rabbi Cantor Bernstein for all your guidance and help getting us to this day. And thank you to everyone here who has come from near and far to celebrate Paige with us. Your presence is what makes this day so special for our family. Paige. Over the summer, as we were both preparing for this day, Maya got her driver's license, you, my younger daughter, turned 13 and began your last year of middle school, and I started to realize something, besides the fact that I'm getting old. You're growing up. I know this is not a revelation, as like I just said, you're now a teenager, but it seems like almost overnight you have blossomed from a kid to a young woman, beautiful both inside and out. You still like to hang out with me, but not quite as much as you like hanging out with your friends. You think I'm embarrassing and say awkward things. Your interests are more mature and you're more independent. These new challenges are all things you're supposed to do as you grow up. But I want to talk a little bit about the inner core of Paige, the things that have always made you you, and I hope that these wonderful qualities don't ever change throughout your whole life. Paige, you are unique. When you were born, not only did you come out of the womb with chicken legs and spiky hair, you had a true knot in your umbilical cord, which is actually a very rare thing. I should have known that then what a unique and special person you'd become. In fact, you're someone as rare as a September hurricane in San Diego. Probably the most unique thing about you is your sense of humor. Many people do not actually know the real Paige. You're frequently very quiet and introverted. However, the real Paige is hilarious. And since the time you were less than a year old, you've been entertaining us with your quirkiness. I promised I wouldn't embarrass you with any examples right now, but take my word for it. She's funny and also a lot of fun. And those of you who have seen her goofy faces know exactly what I'm talking about. Paige, you are compassionate. At age 10, after reading The Omnivore's Dilemma and realizing the poor treatment of farmed animals, you decided to become a pescatarian despite your love of hamburgers, and you haven't eaten any land animals since. But it's not just animals that you love. You are also a loyal, sensitive, empathetic friend, daughter, and sister. You have integrity. Your conscience is so strong that only once you lied to me back in the 4th grade. You said you did your homework and I found out you didn't. You were so upset about the lie and for letting me down that you wrote a note of apology and left it on my pillow so I could read it when I went to bed. And you haven't lied to me since, at least that I know of. You are so positive. When I disappoint you with bad news, you always seem to look on the bright side of things. Even with this evening, when we heard it might rain and have to move the whole party inside, you said that it was okay because it would make it more cozy. Finally, you have a fantastic work ethic and strong determination. You know what you want, and you put in the hard work to achieve it all on your own. In ballet, your goal was to be on point, and even during the pandemic, when you had to take Zoom ballet from home, you learned it and were able to dance as a beautiful snowflake in last year's Nutcracker. You also wanted to learn volleyball and would go out in our driveway and practice all the time so you could make one of the teams at school last year. And now, in just 1 year, you've made the A-team. Whatever it is, if you want it, you achieve it, because you're not afraid of working hard to reach your goals. One of my proudest parenting moments was at your 5th grade parent-teacher conference when your teacher told us that you were the hardest working student she has ever had. Sorry to the other people who were in the class, but I hope that never changes, because that is what will get you far in life. Which brings me to you becoming a Bat Mitzvah. It was all your idea. I gave you the out of doing a small service in Israel. You didn't have to do the big deal here at CBI, but you wanted it despite the fact that you really don't enjoy getting up in front of a group. Maybe initially you were a little more interested in the party, but I know you've realized that today is so much more meaningful than just a fun party. I know you will talk about this later, but on our amazing family trip to Israel this summer, we learned so much about the history of the Jewish people and the importance of our role in continuing the traditions for all the Jews who came before us and who did not have the freedom or the chance to celebrate these milestones. So Paige, Even though I never had any doubts that you would do an amazing job, I hope that you have proved to yourself that you can take on a big challenge and deliver. I'm so proud of you, and now we are all excited to see you make yourself proud. Just slow down and enjoy the moment because it goes quickly. Paige, I love you so much, and Mazel Tov. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just say, oh, hope I don't cry. Sweetheart, my sweet Pooji, always be Pooji. I could not be more proud. It's been such a joy watching you grow and mature to the young woman that you are. You worked so hard to get to this place. You're a diligent, hardworking, committed, cool kid. You're always going to be my kid. With an incredible sense of humor, incredible wit. You always could be the kid you're always going to be my kid, even though you've developed into this beautiful young woman. I'm so proud to be your dad. I look forward to the next chapter of your life, all chapters of your life. I want to be part of it. I'm excited to be a part of this part of your life. Congratulations on becoming Bat Mitzvah today. I love you. And I sat at home this morning and we're trying to come up with a top 10 list of things we love about Paige. So humor me here. We call this the top 5 Paige throwbacks. And you understand. Okay, you are daring. You're willing to try new things. You zipline in Utah, whether it's moguls in Colorado or scuba diving. You never stopped, you never hesitated, you never wondered, something's going to happen. You just jumped in. I love that about you. You're an awesome athlete. Whether it's volleyball or skiing, you excel at both. You want to get better, you do get better. You're a joy to watch, you're a joy to cheer for. And your mom and I know that always wasn't the case. When you first attempted your first sport, soccer, we were a little dismayed when we watched you pick flowers while the rest of the team was chasing the ball around the soccer field. The same thing happened with basketball. You were skipping, giving us thumbs up, as the rest of the team was chasing the ball. We were a little concerned, but fortunately volleyball and skiing are it now. You can dance. You're an awesome dancer. And I don't mean just the nutcracker at the hot, sweaty TCS auditorium that your mom and I, Lauren, Ellie, your grandparents, lots of people here had to sat through year after year after year. I'm talking about dancing everywhere. We dance in ski lift lines, we dance at the supermarket, we dance when we get on the plane, or my favorite, just dancing in the car. And your sister won't do it. You will. Number 3, you're a better bicycle rider than your sister. Oh, that's number 4, sorry. Number 5. Ready for this one? Grande, light ice, 2 pumps vanilla syrup, no strawberries, vanilla sweet cream cold foam, pink drink. Anyone who knows Paige knows what I'm talking about. She's changed? Okay. Paige, you're a cool kid with an incredible sense of humor, awesome style. Proof positive, you never criticize my bucket hat like your sister does. Just want to tell you, I love you very much, and you're my passport child, just in case you forgot. I love you. Mazel tov.
May the door of the synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of the synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. may be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May the synagogue be, for who all enter, the doorway to richer and more meaningful life. We pray responsibly the Psalms of Ashrei on page 220. Ashrei yoshvei v'techa, od halucha selah.
Ashrei ha'am shekacha lo, Ashrei ha'am she'Adonai Elohav.
Te'ilah David, armin ha'chai chamelech, baruch shimcha le'olam va'ed.
Bechol yom avarchecha, v'halala shimcha le'olam va'ed.
Gadol Adonai chol me'od, b'lidato in hikher.
Dor ledor yishabach ma'asecha, ugvurotecha yagidu.
Hadar kevododeha, v'divrei niflotecha asiha.
Ve'zuz norotecha yomeru, ugdulatecha asaprena.
Sadiq Adonai derechav, v'atziv b'chol masav.
Karov Adonai
Lechol korav, lechol asher yikra'uhu ve'emet.
Tip. Tov Adonai halal me'od, ve'harma el kol masav.
Yoducha Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yivarchucha.
Kevon malkotecha yameru, egaverotecha yadaberu.
Lehodia livnei hadam gvurotav, uchvod hadar malchuto.
Mehutam malchut kol amim, umemsatecha bechador vador.
Somech Adonai lechol hanoflim, v'zokef lechol hakfufim.
Einei kol lecha yasaberu, ve'etan noten lechem, echlam behito.
Poteach et yadecha, umasbia lechol chai ratzon.
Sadiq Adonai bechol derechav, ve'atziv bechol masav.
Karov Adonai lechol korav, lechol asher yikra'uhu ve'emet.
Ratzon re'av yaseh, ve'et shavatam l'shma yoshiem.
Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav, ve'et kol harshayim yashmid.
Tehillat Adonai yadaber pi, v'varei kol basar, sham kodsho le'olam va'ed.
Va'anachnu nevarech ya, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hallelujah.
We continue with our Amidah on page 226. Please rise if you are able.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, V'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, U'mevii geula livnei bneihem, Leman shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayev hakol atah, Rab lehoshia, Morid hatal. Mechakel chaim bechesed, מחיי הכל ורחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנת להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר, שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהייך ציון לדור.
לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. Page 233. How shall we sanctify God's name? By being holy ourselves. How shall we accomplish this? Let our prayers bring us to sacred deed, to actions that promote justice, harmony, and peace. We pray responsively on page 235. For the good in us, which calls us to better life, we give thanks.
For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and hands, we give praise.
For the peace in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful.
For the gift of Shabbat, which renews us for life, we offer blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Page 237. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness, let us drink from the love of goodness, restrain our thirst for excess, and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw near in life, in peace and in joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod.
We pray responsibly on page 239. For the gift of our souls, for the promise of our lives, for all that we are and all that we might yet become, for the creative seeds sown within our minds, whose nurturing can yield a grand harvest, for all of these gifts, we thank you, O God, and pray that we prove ourselves worthy.
May our lives be ripe with the fruit of compassion, sweetly sustaining those in need. May we use our gifts wisely and with love, true messengers of blessing to the world. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot.
Please join us for Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace, on page 240.
Shalom Rav al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Israel amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Israel amcha tasim leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'kolei
We come to the pinnacle of our service, where in just a few moments, Paige will take the Torah into her arms as passed down the generations of her family. So long ago, the Ten Commandments and all of Torah was given to Moses on Mount Sinai, who gave it to his successor Joshua, to the elders of our community, to the prophets, and down the generations until today we have the opportunity to put this Torah in Paige's arms. She will bring it into the congregation because the Torah is not just the property of teachers, leaders, rabbis, and students, but for everyone. So we are grateful now to be able to have this moment in Paige's life. Won't you please turn to page 246, Seder Kriyat HaTorah, and we invite Paige's parents to come and be with us, and won't you please rise?
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Udevar Adonai miYerushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Kadlu Adonai iti, uneromema shemo yachtav, lecha Adonai hagedula ve'hagevura ve'hatiferet ve'hanetzach ve'hahon. Ki ho b'shamayim u'va'aretz, Ki ho b'shamayim u'va'aretz, Lecha Adonai hamamlacha, Ve'amid na'aseh lechol lerosh. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishtachavu le'ar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishtachavu le'ar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
Please be seated.
Every Shabbat we read a section from our Torah, which include the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible. And in each of the books, in each of the readings, we offer it according to a calendar that is followed by Jews throughout the world. And on Shabbat afternoon, as we are in the afternoon of Shabbat at this moment, we begin reading next week's Torah portion. So Paige will begin reading next week's portion, which is known as Ki Tavo. Now there's a unique characteristic about Ki Tavo that only happens a few times throughout our Torah, and that is a section of text that is found in Paige's Torah portion has become part of the Jewish culture. So you, as we prayed earlier today, Shema Yisrael comes from the book of Deuteronomy as well. The Friday night prayer that we offer, Vishamru, comes from the book of Exodus. And what Paige is going to be reading for us is a selection from that's also found in the Haggadah. And this is the blessing that was offered, the statement of alliance, a statement of affirmation that connected Israelites as they approached the temple and presented their first fruits. It connected them to all previous generations. My father was a wandering Aramean, and so on and so on. What Paige is doing this afternoon is she is presenting, in a way, her own first fruits. This is the fruits of her labor that she is presenting to all of us as she takes her rightful place as an adult in our community. Paige will be offering a total of 5 aliyot. An aliyah is an ascension, a going up, and each of those aliyot will be framed in blessing. For our first aliyah, we call to the Torah Larry and Eileen Abramson, Bonnie, Brian, Chloe, and Carter Sobel. Ya'amdu Ariel Lev ben Michael Umiriam Yehudit Hodel bat Velvul Ubela Bracha Yosefa bat Ariel Lev Yehudit Hodel Baruch Pesach ben Nachman Heschel v'Yochana Chala Penina bat Baruch Pesach ubracha Yosefa Eglon Michael ben Baruch Pesach ubracha Yosefa Harishon.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach
Olam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach Olam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torato Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Benita varmata lifnei Adonai elchecha armi oved avi ba'ered mitzrayma v'igor sham bimtei ma'at v'hisham l'goy gadol atzum varad v'reiru utanu hamitzrim v'nunu v'itnu aleinu avodah kasha v'nitzak el Adonai el hevetenu Vayishma Adonai et kolenu, vayar et anyenu, ve'et amalenu, ve'et lachatzenu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah demet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Mazel tov. For our second aliyah, we call to the Torah Jeff Taylor and Zachary Chafflin. Yamdu Yitzchak ben Yaakov, Bela bat Yitzchak v'Riva, Pela ben Yitzchak v'Riva Hasheni.
Baruch et Adonai HaMorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayosienu Adonai mimitzrayim biyad hazakah v'bisran netiyav v'ragado v'vetot u'muftim. Vayavienu el hamakom hazeh v'yitan lanu et ha'aretz hazot Eretz Zevach Chalav Udvash.
Baruch Hu atah Adonai. Baruch Hu atah
Adonai.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. Mazel tov. For our third Aliyah, we call to the Torah Peter Pastusko, Lauren Hirsch, and Ellie Lenson. Yamdu Daphna Abigail bat Gershon Vanessa Golda Abigail Rachel bat Daphna Abigail Hashlishi.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'ata hine heveti et reshit pri hadama asher natata li Adonai pinachto lifnei Adonai Elohecha v'shavita lifnei Adonai Elohecha v'samachta b'chol hatov asher natan lecha Adonai Elohecha u'betecha ata v'chalevi v'hager asher b'kirbecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. For our fourth Aliyah, we call to the Torah Wendy Abramson and Maya Pastusko. Yam ta'amdu Zahava Devora bat Aryeh Levu v'Miriam Chana bat Zahava Devora Harivi'i.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Ki tuhalech laser ekol masar tuata b'shana hashlishi shanat hamaser v'nata talavi lager la'eto fana v'chol v'shoteha v'saveu v'amata lifnei Adonai Elohecha v'yarati hakodesh min havayi v'gam nasati levi v'lager la'eto fana kechol mitzvotecha asher sitani lo avarti yistecha v'lo shachachti.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Usually at this moment we would invite our B'nai Mitzvah up for their own Aliyah, but at this sacred moment we are fortunate enough to not only invite you up for your Aliyah, but to offer you a blessing and bestow upon you your Hebrew name. So, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu kayem et hayalda hazot vayikre shemha b'Yisrael Bela Yosefa bat Zahava Devora. Our God and God of our ancestors, sustain this child through her parents and her extended family and her friends' loving care. Let her be known among our people Israel by the name Bela Yosefa bat Zahava Devora. May her name be a source of joy to her and inspire her to serve our people and all humankind. May we all rejoice in her growth of body and soul. May you, Paige, be filled with a life filled with Torah, the blessing of learning and community, Chuppah, a loving relationship worthy of God's blessing, and Ma'asim Tovim, the pursuit of good deeds. And to all this we say, Amen.
So this beautiful certificate that we have for you, it says that every human being has 3 names: the name given by parents, the name assigned by others, and the name one makes for oneself. May the one who bears this name, Bela Yosefa Bat Zahava Devora, given in the sacred language of the people of Israel, become known by all peoples, an exemplar of Judaism and its values, thus ensuring its continuity, granted and recorded in the presence of your community here, those who love you today. Your names are beautiful. Bella, you are named for your maternal great-grandmother with the same name, Bella, and it has many meanings. One is nobly bright, and the other is beautiful, and as your mom said, inside and out. And you are named for your paternal great-grandfather, Joseph. And Joseph means, Yosef means to increase. And for me, that means that all of your life, you will increase beauty and light into the world. And so we hope, and of course your parents hope the same thing when they gave you these names, that this would be you as you are growing up. And that is the truth. How could they have known? But somehow, in their heart of hearts, they knew that you would not only be beautiful and noble, but you would increase goodness and kindness in the world.
Ta'amod, 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 Bela Yosefa Bat Zahava Devora, Bachura Bat Mitzvah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar bani mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et Torah. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Lo achalti v'oni mimenu, v'lo berti mimenu, v'tameh, v'lo natati mimenu, l'mei shemati. V'kol Adonai Elochai, asiti k'chol asher zitani, hashkifa min okocheha min hashamayim. Uva et amecha et Israel, ve'et ha'adama, asher tata lanu ka'asher nishbata lavotenu eretz zevach chalav udvash. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam natav b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And at this profound moment, we offer our blessing of thanksgiving. Shehechvianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. For the lifting and dressing of Torah, we call Zachary Chalfin, Taylor Chalfin, Ellie Lenzen, and Maya Pastusko. Yamdu Hamagbiya v'Hagolelot. We invite the congregation to please rise.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאי לי 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 יאי לי 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 לי.
We invite Griffin Sobel and Maya Pastusko to open our ark.
עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר דרכיה דרכנו וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש ימינו כקדם.
Please be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to welcome you to my Bat Mitzvah. My Torah portion, Ki Tavo, describes how, after the Israelites left Egypt and came to the Holy Land, Moses instructed them to thank God for the blessing of the first fruit. In the beginning of this Torah portion, the Israelites harvested a basket of fruit that they were to give to a priest to be laid in front of the altar. Then the Israelites would have to recite a prayer that demonstrated their ancestors' hardships in Egypt and what their families had to go through. They thanked the eternal God for bringing them to this new land by planting the first fruits in the soil. Then, once they performed the first fruit offering commandments and displayed their gratitude for the first fruit and the land, they were also required to help the less fortunate people of the community. God commanded them to put aside 10% of their crops for those in need. If the Israelites showed their gratitude for being given the land, used the land to provide for themselves, and were charitable as well, their entire household would be rewarded. This Torah portion displays the importance of being grateful for all aspects of life, and how we have to learn to be appreciative of all the good that comes our way. God also wanted to make sure that the Israelites would realize the importance of giving back, as good wealth is even more meaningful when it can be shared. While learning about my Torah portion, I began to think about all the things in life that I'm grateful for and how I show my gratitude. I'm healthy, I have a wonderful family, I live in San Diego, I don't have to worry about food or shelter, I go to a great school. It is easy to take all of these things for granted, but I try to acknowledge the fortunate life I have, and I use those resources to give back to my community. With the help of my family, I'm able to be a part of a philanthropy organization that helps the elderly and those with special needs. I help out with foster puppies and try to be an active part of my school and Jewish community. I encourage you to find what you're grateful for and motivate others around you to find their own way to express their gratitude, just like Moses did for the Israelites. Speaking of being grateful, I'd like to thank everyone for being here today to witness me becoming a Bat Mitzvah. However, this journey would not be possible without the help of lots of important people. First, I would like to thank Rabbi Gimbel, Rabbi Cantor Bernstein, and my tutor Cheryl Katz for helping me prepare for my special day. I could not be more grateful for the countless amounts of meetings and time you have taken to help me prepare for this day, as I would have not been able to do this without you. Thank you to Rabbi Navarez for guiding me through my Jewish learning, and Jeff for his beautiful piano playing. Next, I would like to thank my huge support system that has gotten me through this journey, especially my family and friends. Thank you to all of my friends who are always able to make me laugh and smile, and who have come today to support me. Thank you to my family who have traveled from Los Angeles, Cleveland to celebrate with me. Thank you to my stepfamily for the incredible bond we've developed. I appreciate all the support you have given me. Thank you to my aunts, uncles, and cousins for all the love and adventures we have had. A large thank you to my grandparents. Not only have they been my biggest supporters since day one, but you have helped me become a better person. Over this summer, you took me on an unforgettable trip to Israel, which helped me learn more about my Jewish heritage and helped me prepare for this day. Next, I would like to thank my sister Maya. You're one of the funniest people I know, and you always cheer me up when I'm sad with your humor. I love you so much. Although we always don't get along perfectly, you will forever be my best friend. Thank you to my dad. Your hard work and determination has inspired me to push myself to reach my full potential and have given me motivation to prepare for this day and to work hard in my daily life. You care for Maya and me so much, and I'm so lucky to have you as a father. And lastly, I would like to thank my mom for the endless amount of effort she has put into this day. Without you, none of this would have been possible, and I am so grateful for everything you have put into making this day so special for me. I appreciate the ways in which you have taught me the importance of my Judaism and becoming an adult in the Jewish tradition. And I'm so grateful to have a mom who's loving and caring. You're always there for me when I need someone to talk to about anything. You can always make me smile when I'm in a bad mood or had a bad day. I love you both so much, and I'm so proud to be your daughter. As we talk about gratitude, I realize how important it is to even be able to stand here talking to all of you. As I stated earlier, my grandparents brought my family and me to Israel this past summer. In Jerusalem, we went to Yad Vashem, the Holocaust Museum. There I was educated on all the young men and women who weren't able to have a bar mitzvah because they were murdered in the Holocaust. At the end of the museum, I received a certificate allowing me to honor a young woman unable to have a bat mitzvah. Today, as I read my Torah portion and became a Jewish adult, I adopted the memory of Fega Altenberg. Fega came from Poland, just like my family, and was only 10 years old when she was killed in the Holocaust. It makes me sad the more I learn about her story, but at the same time, I'm so grateful to be standing here today, having the opportunity to share her journey and to have my bat mitzvah in her memory. This Shabbat, may we learn to be thankful for everything and continue to express gratitude towards things we may have not realized we should be grateful for. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, yehelanu. Siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, yehelanu.
Oh, Paige Mazel Tov. I feel like this is an appropriate moment, like your dad was talking about earlier. I think we should do a little dance, yeah? I think you've earned it. Yeah. And I would be reluctant to say that, if I didn't say rather, that the way you composed yourself and handled yourself in leading us through this service was just like your ballet, on point. And
Rich.
Paige, you are a symbol of resilience. You have persevered through so much in your life, and you have come out the other side your truest self. And that is more than anyone could ever ask for. You showed an example of that during our service today. We got a little tripped up in Ashrei. It's fine. It's happened. It's happened to us before. It happens. But you kept going. You went on. You persevered, and you showed the resilience that I know everyone in this community has seen again and again. During your trip to Israel, we talked about how inspiring that trip was for you. And I hope that that trip and your process of becoming Bat Mitzvah and the beautiful words that you've taught us as you've kept Vega's memory alive will continue to inspire you to realize that there are some things in life that are bigger than ourselves. And it's worth preserving and honoring those larger things, because truly, when we do things together as a community, we can have our own Jewish state that is safe and secure. We can have these beautiful celebrations. We can sustain our relationships. And we can be resilient in a world that is going to throw you many more curveballs in your life. But the little bit I've gotten to know you over the past couple months has shown me, and I know has shown everyone in this community, that our future is in good hands, because you're going to help lead us there. Whether it's through dance, whether it's through activism, or whether it's merely by teaching, the future is bright, because you, Paige, are a part of it. So it's my honor to invite my clergy partner, Rabbi Bernstein, up as we bestow upon you our tradition's most ancient blessing, the priestly blessing.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's face shine upon you with radiance and with grace.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's countenance, face, and spirit lift up to you and grant you all the blessings that can be given, and especially the blessing of peace. And together we all say, Amen.
Amen. It's our honor to invite Kim Carno, a member of our board of directors, to present you with some gifts on behalf of the congregation.
Can you hear me okay? Excellent. It is an honor for me to be here to celebrate with you and your family on this most special day. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Kim Carno, and I serve on the board of directors here at Beth Israel. Paigey, at this point, you're in the home stretch of your Bat Mitzvah, the culmination of a lot of hard work and dedication, seemingly done in secret because on the exterior you have been so calm about your Bat Mitzvah prep. I know you know this, but for those of you who are not following along word for word, as Paige chanted from the Torah, she slayed it. You chanted and spoke beautifully, and I lost my place. And we have all enjoyed being part of your big day. Paige, you are an incredible human who can be quiet and shy, but also fully committed to holiday decorations, cooking, board games, dance parties, and next-level silliness. My entire household, especially our dog Loki, adore you. You have a wonderful sense of humor and are incredibly trustworthy and supportive friend. Of course, you have made one questionable friend selection, which I'm sure will become apparent if you let Emma grab the mic later this evening at your party. Today marks your transition into adulthood. I wanted to share with you a great message from country singer Leanne Womack. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance, never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some hell-bent heart leave you bitter. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance, and we get the chance to sit it out or dance. I hope you dance. On this occasion, I would like to present you with some gifts. Unfortunately, none have anything to do with Harry Styles. The first is a certificate of Bat Mitzvah that you signed, along with your parents and the clergy. I signed it as well, noting the privileges and responsibilities of becoming Bat Mitzvah. The next is a Kiddush cup and candlestick holders presented by the women of Beth Israel. May you use these sacred items in your home to welcome Shabbat and other special holidays and milestones. There is a book on the doorposts of your house presented by the Men's Club. May this serve as a useful resource as you begin this next chapter of Jewish living. The tree certificate signifies that a tree has been planted in honor of your Bat Mitzvah in Israel, and there is a gift certificate from Nifty that will help you go on a trip to Israel when you are older. Paige, Mazel Tov to you, your parents Wendy, Jeff, Peter, and Lauren, your sister Maya, and all of your family who have joined in your celebration today. We know this is just the beginning of your Jewish journey. Your Beth Israel family looks forward to having you as an active contributor to our community. We are all excited to see you step out and embrace life, dance, take chances, and make it a better place just by being you. Mazel tov.
We begin to conclude this beautiful service with Aleinu on page 282, and please rise if you're able.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, latet gedula le'oseh bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
standing, turn to page 294 for our mourners Kaddish. Perhaps some of you are saying this prayer for those who have died in your family. Page, we are particularly thinking about the generations before of your family, the family that you honored today from the Holocaust, and in particular, Stephen Chorna, Zichrono Livracha, of blessed memory. Please join me. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, B'chayechon u'vyomechon, U'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach be'alam u'olmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, Shmei Dekudsha Brichu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for blessing.
I'm going to invite Paige's family to come up and join her on the bima as we transition into Havdalah. Our
Parents and siblings. That's several parents and siblings.
Yeah. And we'll invite you all to place your prayer books down. Havdalah is our ceremony of separation where we're separating Shabbat and the rest of the week. In this moment, we're also separating Paige's life from being a child to being an adult in our community. We use many symbols in our Havdalah ceremony. The first is the Kiddush cup, the wine, which reminds us of the sweet tastes of Shabbat. The second, the spices that remind us of the sweet smells that we encounter every Shabbat. The third is the Havdalah Candle. Rabbi Michael Namath writes, the Havdalah candle is not just an ordinary candle. It must be composed of multiple wicks. So too, in our work, we cannot do this alone, as a single candle. We need many of us in order to create a brighter flame. And the flame is the passion, the commitment, and the excitement we bring to all we do. The flame also lights the way for us and serves as a beacon for others. That's a lot of information. Here's what we want you to do. Put your arm around the person next to you. Join with us as best you can, even if it's just yai lai lai. Let's bring in Havdalah and bring in the week ahead together. Hine el Yeshuati Eftach velo echad Ki ozi vezimrat Adonai Vayhi li Yeshua Ushavtem mayim besason Mimayne Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol, Chatoteinu imchol, Zareinu v'chasvenu yarbe kachol, Ve'akochavim balayla. Shavua tov, 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 Shavua tov. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Imera ve'yameinu, Yavo Eleinu, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi. We say Shavua Tov and Mazel Tov. Mashiach ben David, במהרה הוא יבוא אלינו עם משיח בן דוד. אליהו הנביא, אליהו התשבי, אליהו הגלעדי, אליהו הנביא, אליהו התשבי, אליהו הגלעדי. במהרה הוא יבוא אלינו עם משיח בן דוד. במהרה Mashiach ben David.